Ask Reddit.
What's your "I can't believe others don't know this" trick? Story 1. If you clean as you go, it's amazing how your house stays cleaner longer if you make cleaning more timely and not a separate task that you wait for Sundays or whatever. 1. Waiting 3 minutes for something to cook in the microwave. Clean up the kitchen a little in those 3 minutes. 2. Are you going from one area of the house to another? Take things from that area to the area where they belong at your destination. Dishes in the game room? Take them on the way to the kitchen. Bedroom trash can full? Take the bags on the way to the garage. Think about where you are, where you're going, and what's in your home that needs to be brought to where you're going. Never take a trip from point A to point B without returning something to point B. 3. Keep cleaning products close to where you use them. Don't keep kitchen cleaners hidden in the laundry room. Don't store upstairs bathroom cleaners in a downstairs hall closet. Keep paper towel rolls near any place where a spill could occur, the dining room, the playroom, even the bathroom, or on a nightstand. 4. Have more than one broom and dustpan, and keep a set in the kitchen, garage, etc. They're inexpensive. Story 2. As a dental hygienist, anything is always better than nothing. You don't have to brush and floss at the same time. Just at some point during the day, preferably. Don't like floss? Try toothpicks. Keep them in the shower, in the car, on your nightstand, on the couch. Don't like flossing, period. Try a Waterpik. The brand is Waterpik. They make oral irrigators. I always recommend Waterpik because they're the brand with the research to back them up. Portable models are good for traveling or, if they're rechargeable, for taking to the shower. You only need to fill the reservoir twice. I prefer countertop models because they have better pressure control and a larger reservoir. You only need to fill it once. Other options include toothpicks, interdental brushes/soft picks, and rubber-tipped stimulators, anything to disrupt plaque and stimulate the gums. Anything is always better than nothing. A crappy toothbrush is better than no brushing at all. Flossing once a week is better than none at all. Thumbs up medium light skin tone and always do the best you can. Story 3. Chemical heat packs, like Hot Hands hand warmers or Thermacare heat patches, are designed for a specific number of hours of heat. I believe the hand warmers are rated for 10 hours, and the larger Thermacare patches are rated for 16. The way these packs work is through a chemical reaction with oxygen. This means you get 10 hours of heat for 10 hours of oxygen exposure, but they don't have to be 10 consecutive hours. If you only need them for a few hours, put them in a zip-top bag when you're done. They'll cool almost instantly, and you'll still get several more hours of warmth. You don't have to throw them away just because you don't need them right now. Similarly, if your heat packs stop working prematurely, it's almost certainly because they don't have enough oxygen. Take them out of your gloves/pockets/shoes for a moment, and they'll warm up again. Story 4. End sleeping tip: buy a good mattress for your body and don't skimp on pillows and sheets. It will change your life. Probably no one is going to see this at this point, but I used to work for a high-end bed manufacturer, and the amount someone spends on sheets and beds isn't waste. It's like the most important piece of furniture you own. Why wouldn't it be the most valuable and thoughtfully purchased thing you have in your home? We helped people find the right bed and could customize beds to each person's body. We put stomach sleepers on adjustable bases, along with side sleepers, but if they couldn't afford that, we got them a bed that allowed their hips to sink in until their spine was as straight as a pencil. This meant making sure their pillow was the right height, too. Then we focused on sheets and sleeping temperature. If in doubt, use bamboo sheets year-round. Real bamboo sheets typically cost between $200 and $250, and the breathability makes a world of difference, and once you start focusing on making sure your sleep is taken care of, your daytime hours are much better. Story 5. Asking things in a friendly way. People seem to accept poor service or things not being given to them. If you approach people in a friendly, respectful manner and ask for what you want, etc., it's often not a big deal that they get it. I've gotten VIP upgrades for concerts, free food, complimentary passes to airport lounges, reservations at hard-to-get places, and discounts on my bill. It's incredible how poorly most people who work in the public eye are treated. If you approach them and treat them with dignity and respect, they'll often be happy to do you a favor. They're people, and if it's the right person, they can often bend the rules in ways you never would have gotten if you hadn't asked. This also works with friends, family, partners, etc. Story 6. It's not a hack, but I'm constantly surprised by how few people notice this. Everything ad-supported is designed solely to capture your attention for as long as possible, regardless of truth, accuracy, your personal well-being, or the benefit of society at large, apart from what's legally required. Anything you can do to squeeze another 10 minutes of viewing time will be done at the absolute expense of your mental health. Games, news sites, social media, streaming, online video, podcasts, traditional TV, traditional radio, every single one of them has the incentive to steal as much of your time as possible without giving you anything of value in return. If you're worried, frustrated, or disappointed with your screen/watch/listen time, try reaching out to a mental health professional and realize that it's not a failure on your part. Story 7. Buy UHT milk in bulk, the kind that comes in rectangular cartons, and store it in your pantry. It lasts a year. The cartons are smaller than fresh milk, so you use it faster, and there's less risk of it spoiling, and you can open another one when you run out. No more trips to the supermarket just for milk every week. As a backup, keep a pouch of powdered milk in your pantry. It lasts more than 2 years, just add water and you're good to go. Eggs don't need refrigeration, but they last longer in the refrigerator. Store them in their carton, this way they last longer and are more hygienic than other methods. As a backup, keep dehydrated eggs in the pantry. They taste the same if you reconstitute them with water overnight. Store extra butter, salted and unsalted, in freezer-safe bags. When you run out of the butter in the fridge or on the counter, grab some frozen butter. You can even slice it and use it frozen, but it's harder. Store a whole ginger in the freezer in a bag, peeled. When you need fresh ginger, remove it and grate it. A spoon doubles as a peeler. To get more juice from citrus fruits, roll them tightly on a flat surface to break up the fibers. Don't cut them in half, cut a cheek and squeeze that out. Much easier, and more juice. If you get a muscle cramp, drink pickle juice, the cramp will go away in 30 seconds. If you're stuck in a traffic jam, don't use the brakes, important, but slow down to a crawl so that by the time you reach the car in front, it's already moving. This will keep all the cars behind you moving at a steady pace, following you, which is the maximum speed at which traffic can flow anyway. It will make zip lines easier both in front and behind, which helps traffic. People will brake less, there will be fewer accidental crashes from stop-and-go traffic, and traffic will be less stressful. No one can get through the traffic jam faster anyway, so there's no disadvantage. Some people will get angry and try to pass you/cut in front of you at first, and that's okay, just keep maintaining the appropriate distance/speed. Eventually, you'll get through the jam and feel less stressed than in normal traffic jams. Story 8. When making boxed macaroni and cheese, drain the noodles and stir it into the pot with the milk and cheese packets. When everything is combined and most of the lumps are gone, a whisk helps, add the noodles and mix. This gives a better consistency and coverage. When you get out of the shower, use your hands like a brush to dry yourself and shake off the water before getting out. You'll dry faster and won't end up with a soaked towel. When you reheat things in the microwave, put a little water in a cup or saucer with the food. The water evaporates and prevents it from drying out, and it also absorbs some of the energy so your food doesn't end up with parts boiling hot and parts cold. It works great for pizza too. Turning on the air conditioning, with heating, will defrost your windshield faster. All the air conditioning does is remove moisture from the air. Floss, mouthwash, brush in that order. Don't rinse your mouth after brushing, or you'll be washing away all the fluoride that would normally be absorbed into your teeth. Guys, to last longer in bed, control your breathing and focus on relaxing your pelvic muscles. Tensing them speeds things up. If you don't need to speak to a teller, switch to an online-only bank and get rid of bank fees. I've saved thousands of pesos by not paying $35 a month to access a checking account. Story 9. My wife and I like to get takeout once a week or so, and if the food is good, I like to call the restaurant and say, "Hi, my name is XXX and we just picked up a takeout order from XXX." Insert short pause. You can feel the tension building on the other end of the phone waiting for a complaint. I just wanted to say that this was one of the best meals we've had in a long time. Please thank the chef and the entire kitchen team for us. I don't know if restaurants have a secret code or some way to identify customers, but we always seem to have better interactions with them on future orders, but more importantly, it lets the kitchen know that we really appreciate their hard work. Story 10. You can go blind forever from uncontrolled diabetes. Personally, I think everyone should get an eye exam once a year, whether they need glasses or not, but especially diabetics. Glaucoma eye drops don't improve your vision. They slow the progression to eventual blindness. I often hear patients say they stopped using their eye drops because their vision isn't improving, not understanding that by not using them, their vision will worsen more quickly. The reason I say you should get an eye exam every year, whether you need glasses or not, is that systemic disorders can manifest in the eyes, often before you even have symptoms. I've literally seen a patient come in with no vision complaints, and thanks to the eye exam, we were able to send him to neurology, where they found a brain tumor based on his pupillary reaction. No exaggeration. You only have 2 eyes. Take care of them. Story 11. Wring the water off your body with your hands before getting out of the shower, and the towel will dry you much faster. If it's dark and you need to turn on a light for a short while, like in the bathroom at night, keep one eye closed and it will adjust to the darkness so you can see when you turn off the light. Apparently, this was a trick World War II fighter pilots used to deal with nighttime explosions. Story 12. Concert earplugs on your keychain. The ones that look like industrial circus peanuts muffle the sound and are awful. Spend $40 on some that reduce the decibels by about 20 and let the sound through a small hole. My old ass has had mine for almost a decade. Don't be a stupid kid like me and start now. Not only does the music sound good, but the 15 to 20 dB they cut do an amazing job of selectively blocking out the voices of those drunk assholes talking a few rows away. Story 13. If you need more money, spend less money. Obviously, this doesn't apply to people who are truly poor or on low incomes. I've been there, but a lot of people act like they're forced to spend hundreds of dollars on takeout/delivery/Amazon/whatever every week. They make up excuses for why they had to do it, but end up more stressed than ever when they can't make the rent this month. Keep track of your spending and take control. No one is forcing you to buy things that will leave you miserable and anxious about tomorrow's bills. If spending money is diminishing your quality of life, then spend less. Story 14. Open the jars with your left hand. The direction of the turn to open and the position of the thumb are the trick. When you open a jar with your right hand, you use your fingers, which bend, and you lose the rigidity of the thumb bones. Also, if you're struggling to open a screw-top bottle or a champagne bottle with a tight cork, hold the bottle from the bottom against your stomach, grip the cap/cork with your left hand, and twist the base of the bottle counterclockwise with your right hand. You'll get 4 times the force by twisting the bottle instead of the cap. Story 15. When you buy a house or rent a new apartment, open a new Gmail account just for that address. Then, send everything related to the house or apartment to that email, so when it's time to move or sell, you'll have a record of everything you did or spent. Story 16. Prayer and meditation don't change other people or your environment. What they change is you, how you interpret situations, the actions of others, how you react, etc. And as you slow down and filter life through this lens, the people around you become calmer, more relaxed, more open to connecting with you, and life expands. Story 17. These aren't so much tricks, but basic things that no one tells people who are learning how to do something like cook. After you've learned how to cook eggs. Asterisk to make a perfect sauce, you need the same amount of butter, or oil, and flour. So, for 2 to 4 tablespoons of butter, you should use the same measure of flour. Mix, fry for a minute, add a cup or 2 of stock, stir for a few minutes to thicken, add more stock if it's too thick. It's that simple, never lumps, never a reason to buy packets of instant sauce. But almost no recipe tells you this specifically. It took me over a decade to figure this out and stop adding flour until the oil/butter was gone. It's always the exact same measure of flour and butter. In fact, I see some recipes that specifically say 4 1/8 tablespoons of butter and 4 tablespoons of flour. No. It's not necessary, and there's no benefit to altering the ratio, unless you like fat floating in your sauce or you like lumps. If you use equal parts butter and flour, you'll never, ever have lumps. Story 18. If you are a high school freshman struggling with math, listen very carefully. If your school offers it, go to your guidance counselor next year and ask to enroll in an applied math class. I was genuinely surprised to discover that none of my friends knew about these classes. They teach you things like how credit cards work, how to buy a house, how to do grocery shopping. It's a useful and easy class, and you still get a math credit. Typically schools only offer this starting in 11th grade, but the only requirement for my district specifically is a 9th grade math credit. This isn't quite a hack, it's very specific and more like a tip, but it made my life so much easier. Story 19. Premium rubber heel protectors all day, at least 8 hours a day, under socks, in contact with your skin. If you do this for a week, the dead skin will literally fall off with warm water and gentle rubbing. Zero pain, and I guarantee your feet will feel like baby feet. For the soles, just use the protectors that fit over the front as well. These protectors are designed to protect your feet while you're on your feet all day. I worked 10 hours a day on my feet, and I promise you the pain in my feet at the end of the shift was minimal. Story 20. Premium rubber heel protectors all day, at least 8 hours a day, under socks, in contact with your skin. If you do this for a week, the dead skin will literally fall off with warm water and gentle rubbing. Zero pain, and I guarantee your feet will feel like baby feet. For the soles, just use the protectors that fit over the front as well. These protectors are designed to protect your feet while you're on your feet all day. I worked 10 hours a day on my feet, and I promise you the pain in my feet at the end of the shift was minimal. Story 21. We all know you shouldn't use cotton swabs to clean your ears. To clean them properly, get some ear drops, you can buy them anywhere, and a syringe. I use a 1 milliliter syringe, but any syringe should be fine. About a day before, or up to 3 days if the wax is well compacted, use the earwax softening drops. Morning and night. Then, the next day, fill the syringe with warm water, tilt your head sideways over the sink, the blocked ear facing down, obviously, and pump the water at an angle, sort of backward, so it doesn't damage your eardrums. It's a weird feeling, but much more satisfying than cotton swabs, as you'll see all the big bits of gunk fly off into the sink. Afterward, your ear will feel like new. Story 22. If you're constantly worried about whether you'll have enough money in the bank to pay your bills and sometimes you end up overdrawn or can't pay your bills because of automatic payments. I opened a second account, my bank does it for free and it doesn't cost anything to have it. Change all billing information so that all direct debit charges are debited from this new account. Set up an automatic payment from your original account to the new account the day after you get paid. This amount should be enough to cover all your current expenses and a little extra to accumulate for annual expenses like renewing your car registration. Now you can see how much money you can afford to spend and you don't have to worry about whether buying a concert ticket will get you rejected on your next phone bill. I set this up for myself because I get paid monthly. It didn't cost anything. Billing companies love to update payment information over the phone really fast, and now I have no idea exactly how much is in the billing account, except that it's enough. Story 23. Need to get rid of the smell of fish, garlic, or other strong odors off your hands. Rub a little toothpaste on your hands. Once or twice should be enough. I've been fishing since I was little. After handling fish, I couldn't get rid of that smell no matter how much I washed my hands. They told me to use toothpaste, and now that's my trick. Story 24. When you're cooking, clean up as you go. Don't scroll through things on your phone or stand around waiting for something to finish. Put those dishes in the dishwasher, rinse that measuring cup. I always ask myself, will I use this again, after doing some cooking, and if the answer is no, I'll do the cleaning. Usually, when the food is ready, all that's left to do is wait for the 1 or 2 hot plates or pots to cool before you can wash them. Story 25. First, preheat the air fryer. It helps save time, and that time is saved with an already preheated air fryer. It helps make the food crispier. Be careful when putting those things in the air fryer, it's hot with a capital H. Always carry extra dog bags when walking your dog. 1 or 2 bags are sometimes never enough. The last thing you want is to be halfway through your walk and your furry friend poops a brick, and you've already used 2 bags and realize you're empty. Don't be that person who leaves their dog's poop lying around because you forgot that even on a short walk, your little friend sometimes has a lot of it and likes to go to different places. Story 26. Sleep 7 to 8 hours 90% of the time. Get moving, whether it's a sport or a gym, a few days a week, ideally 7 hours a week. Eat well, don't weigh rice or drink juices that promise toxic cleanses. Simply eat 20% less than you think you want, wait, and see if you're still hungry. Listen to your hunger. It's okay to be hungry. Try to avoid foods that are loaded with sugar or fat. Add protein to your meal. Eat something from the earth at every meal. Drink water. Much more than you think. If you're urinating 6 to 8 times a day, you're doing well. Story 27. For your home Wi-Fi, buy your own modem and router, separate devices are better. You save money, it's much more stable, and it gives you better speeds than you paid for. Plus, mesh networks and new modems are plug and play. It takes about half an hour to set up and another half hour to register the modem. You can buy the entire setup used on eBay for half the cost of a year's rental. Most reset themselves if the signal drops. Basically, a half hour of reading, or YouTube, and $100 saves you money and it works much better. Also, DSL sucks compared to cable for internet. Both companies have terrible customer service anyway. Luckily, I never talk to them because I use my own equipment. Story 28. I feel like people know this, but often forget. Be kind and sincere when asking for help. I always try to acknowledge that it's not the person's fault that the company messed up, but I'm frustrated and trying to resolve the issue. I know it's not your fault that the company said they can't do X. I've been dealing with this for a week or 2 and trying everything to get it resolved, and honestly I'm very frustrated. I don't mean to be rude to you and I'm just trying to figure this out. I've had repairs done early, workers go out of their way to fix the entire thing instead of half-assing it and then walk away, discounts applied, etc. I always try to be realistic and ask how they would resolve it honestly. What would you tell your dad/son/nephew/brother/etc. to do to fix this? I also follow up with sincere appreciation when it's deserved and make sure to let the company know that the person helped me and resolved the issue in the company's corporate language. Many people deal with people in shitty situations. If you're in one, don't try to blame the frontline person. Make it about how we solve this problem instead of, fix what your company messed up. Story 29. When you start a new hobby or want to change bad habits, start small. So often we jump headfirst into things, we get overwhelmed, we lose focus, we criticize ourselves a lot and we never finish. Just take it step by step. You don't have to be a, fill in the blank, professional next week. Start slowly. Do a quick search, get some cheap stuff to start. Little by little, you'll grow. It's okay to be distracted, it's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to make mistakes too. Because growth is slow. We don't heal wounds overnight, plants take weeks/months to grow. Anyone you admire didn't magically become what they are overnight. Not a single soul here is perfect. Take it one step at a time, smiley face. You can do it. Story 30. If you live in an apartment without a washer and dryer, those portable washing machines sold on Amazon for just over $100 work perfectly, and the spin is so powerful that the clothes come out almost dry. For an investment of $150, you'll save a ton of money on laundry and time, too. I didn't even think about this for 10 years because it seemed cheap. The truth is, it does the job, and the clothes come out perfectly clean.